Archangel Michael says, "Only 5 minutes left." Congratulations, Archangel Michael says, "Your blessing has arrived. Heaven is commanding you to open this immediately, don't skip. It is not by accident that your soul has been guided here. This is a sacred moment, a gentle whisper from the Lord, reaching through the noise of the world to touch your spirit with love, healing, and grace. Something beautiful is unfolding within you, something heaven has prepared just for this moment. The door is opening, not in front of you, but within you, and behind it is the light of God's endless compassion and Jesus' unfailing promise. Type 1616 if you believe. There are no coincidences in God's design, and when Archangel Michael speaks, it is never just words, it is a heavenly invitation. You may feel tired, worn, or confused by what life has asked of you lately, but even now, angels are being dispatched to surround you. Even now, Jesus is reaching to hold you steady in his arms. You are not lost, and you have never been forgotten. What felt like silence was preparation. What looked like delay was mercy. And what you are stepping into now is not just relief, it is resurrection. God has waited patiently for you to take this breath, for you to pause and let your heart remember who you are, his beloved child. He has never taken his eyes off you. Every tear that fell, he caught. Every prayer that trembled out of your mouth, he heard, even when you thought no one was listening. The path has been hard, and the weight has felt unmanageable, but now, heaven is lifting the burden. Jesus, your shepherd, is coming into the valley with you, not to lead you out with haste, but to walk beside you with peace and calm and steady strength. You are safe with him. He knows your name, and not just the one the world calls you by, but the name he placed on you when he formed your soul with divine hands. His love is not shaken by your failures. His love is not dimmed by your doubts. He does not withdraw when you are tired, angry, or afraid. In fact, it is in those moments he comes closer. He bends low, wrapping his presence like a blanket around your ache, and stays. He stays through the darkness, until the first light of healing breaks in like morning. Type 2222 if you trust in God. It is not the blessing that makes you worthy, it is the Father's love that already declared you worthy long before the blessing came. That's what makes this moment so holy. The blessing is not your reward, it's the evidence of God's everlasting faithfulness. You may not have seen it coming. You may have almost given up. But God didn't. He never stops writing your story, even when the chapters feel too painful to read. He holds the pen with purpose, and every page is covered in grace. So now, breathe. Let your soul hear what the noise of the world drowned out. You are cherished. You are chosen. You are not late. You are right on time for what heaven has prepared. The battle you've fought in secret, the weariness you've tried to hide with a smile, the silent disappointments that live in the background of your days, all of it has reached God's ears. And all of it matters deeply to him. A secret 9-word prayer, once classified under a forgotten program, is now reshaping lives across the globe. People are seeing unexpected deposits, financial breakthroughs, and emotional peace within days of using it. Scientists confirm it rewires the subconscious to attract prosperity naturally. It takes seconds, but the results can last a lifetime. Don't delay, click the link before it disappears. Archangel Michael does not bring messages to everyone, only to those God has entrusted with great purpose. You have carried more than most, and yet you still love. You have lost things others will never understand, and still, you get up. That kind of heart is precious to God. He doesn't take it lightly. And now, because of all you've been through, He is making a way where there was none. He is commanding the storm to rest, the waters to part, and the path forward to clear. Not because you earned it, but because He is good. There will be days ahead when you will look back at this moment and remember it as the beginning of something sacred. Not just because things changed outside of you, but because something came alive inside of you. Faith doesn't grow when everything is easy. It grows when we have every reason to give up but still choose to believe. That belief is the key that unlocks doors no man can shut. That trust is the seed of every miracle God is about to plant in your life. You're standing at the edge of a breakthrough, but not the kind the world shows off. This is the kind that grows in secret first. It takes root in the quiet places, and then, when the time is right, it blooms without apology. That's what is coming. Healing that surprises you. Joy that feels like home. Restoration that makes no sense but feels just right. And a peace that passes all understanding, the kind only God can give, and no storm can steal. Jesus is not rushing you. He is walking with you, step by sacred step. He knows how tired your soul is. He knows how much you've prayed for just a little sign, something to hold on to. Let this message be that sign. Let these words be the soft landing your spirit has needed. You are going to be okay, not because life will always be easy, but because God will always be with you. This is part 1 of the journey, and already heaven is leaning in. Stay close. Listen deep. Keep your heart open, because everything is changing, and it starts with believing you are already loved. You are not waiting to be worthy, you were born beloved, and no one, not even your mistakes, can take that away. In this sacred pause, let your soul exhale. Let your heart know, truly know, that God has not passed you by. Every second of waiting has been wrapped in divine purpose, and now the release is unfolding like dawn spilling over the horizon, soft and sure and steady. Type 222 to claim miracles. You have walked through shadows. You have felt the weight of days that didn't seem to end. There were nights you stayed awake wondering if things would ever feel whole again. You whispered prayers with trembling lips, hoping they reached the heavens, hoping someone was listening. And even when you couldn't feel it, Jesus was beside you. His presence was never absent, even when silence filled the room. He saw you. He still does. And now, with a voice filled with compassion, he says, "It is time." Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. Heaven is only asking you to be willing, to be open, to believe again, even after all that's been lost. There is such beauty in a heart that has every reason to shut down but chooses to stay soft. God does not overlook hearts like that. He draws near to them. He covers them. And then He fills them with joy that doesn't depend on circumstances but is rooted in something much deeper, something eternal. Sometimes blessings don't come in packages we recognize. Sometimes they arrive in ways that feel quiet or even uncomfortable, like healing that starts with a memory or growth that begins with surrender. But no matter how it arrives, when God sends a blessing, it never returns empty. It comes to restore, not just what you lost, but even parts of you that broke in the waiting. The blessing you're receiving now is layered in love. It carries peace for your anxiety, rest for your exhaustion, and clarity for your confusion. Archangel Michael is not just bringing words, he's delivering movement. Things that felt stuck are shifting. Roads that felt blocked are clearing. You don't need to chase after what God is sending. You only need to open your hands and trust. The blessing has already been written into your story. It's already been signed by heaven's authority. Now it's being delivered with perfect timing. And even if your heart feels hesitant, that's okay. God isn't asking you to leap all at once. He's just asking for one step. One breath. One yes. Because that's where miracles begin, not in strength, but in surrender. Not in knowing everything, but in trusting the one who does. Every time you've chosen to hold on to faith, even with shaking hands, heaven has noticed. Not one act of hope has gone unseen. Not one prayer has been wasted. You have been walking through a season where answers felt distant and peace felt just out of reach. But that season is shifting. There's a new rhythm rising, one led by the voice of God that whispers, "Come to me. Rest here." You don't have to fight your way forward. You don't have to earn what is freely given. This blessing, this divine release, is not the result of your effort, it's the outpouring of God's love. Type 555 if you trust Jesus. There is something so powerful about knowing you are held. Not just believed in, but carried. Not just seen, but cherished. That's what Jesus is offering you right now, not just answers, but presence. Not just direction, but companionship. He wants to walk with you, not rush you. He wants to lift the weight, not add to it. His way is gentle. His way is healing. And his way leads to life, real life, the kind that restores and renews. Archangel Michael is sent when the moment is holy, when the message must be received. And this one is for you. Yes, you, right now, in this exact place in your life. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. What God has planned for you is not small. It is radiant. It is meant to bless others, not just you. Your journey matters because your story carries the fingerprints of God, and through it, others will see His mercy and goodness in ways they've never seen before. Maybe the world told you to be strong, to keep going, to figure it all out. But heaven says you don't have to. Heaven says your strength is found in stillness, in surrender, in letting God take the lead. Let Him rebuild what's been torn down. Let Him speak to the weary places. Let Him remind you that you were never made to carry everything alone. This is not the end. This is a beginning disguised as calm. Don't let the quiet fool you. God is moving in ways that will become clear soon. Stay close to Him. Keep your heart soft. Let grace be the air you breathe. You are not being forgotten. You are being formed. And what's forming is a life that echoes with heaven's goodness. You've come so far. You've survived what others didn't see. And now, you are walking into a season where you won't have to explain your strength. It will be evident in your peace, in your joy, in your unshakable faith. What's coming will not be fragile. It will not vanish overnight. It will stand, because it's built on the foundation of Jesus Christ, who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So when Archangel Michael says your blessing has arrived, believe him. Not because everything feels perfect yet, but because the one who holds your future is faithful. God has already begun the good work in you. And he never leaves anything unfinished. The moment you held on to hope, even when it felt foolish. That small, quiet decision echoed in the chambers of heaven. And now, the response is here. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. But it is divine. It is real. It is yours. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. What if 7 minutes could rewrite your financial future forever? This hidden frequency, backed by neuroscience, flips the brain's natural wealth switch, unleashing unstoppable prosperity. People are calling it the money magnet sound, and it's already transforming lives. But hesitation means missing out while others move ahead. This is your moment to act. Click the link in the video description and comments below to awaken the wealth inside you today before the chance slips away. You have been climbing a steep hill, one step at a time, often wondering if anyone noticed how hard the journey has been. The truth is, God noticed every step, every stumble, every tear you wiped away when no one else was looking. He saw how you kept going even when your soul begged for rest. He saw how you loved others even when your own heart felt empty. That kind of strength doesn't come from the world, it comes from Him. And now, heaven is responding with the same tenderness you poured out for others, but this time, it's for you. This blessing is not delayed. It is right on time. And not just because you've waited, but because your heart is finally ready to receive what rushed living could never offer. God isn't interested in just fixing circumstances. He's interested in healing your spirit. And this blessing carries that healing. It is not just a gift, it's an invitation into rest, into trust, into being fully known and still completely loved. Sometimes, we expect blessings to look like escape. We want God to take us out of the pain, out of the struggle, out of the waiting. But His greatest blessings often look like presence. He doesn't always take us out, sometimes He joins us in the middle of it and changes us from the inside out. That's what is happening now. You are being transformed. Not just your surroundings, but your spirit, your heart, your very breath. Archangel Michael does not speak lightly. His words are not scattered. They come only when the Father's heart is ready to be revealed in a deeper way. And today, the message is clear: you are not too late, not too broken, not too far. God's plan for you is unfolding, not by your strength, but by His mercy. And this mercy does not run out. It does not get tired. It does not change its mind. It is the kind of mercy that sees every part of you and still chooses to stay. You have longed for something that lasts. Not just moments of peace, but a life soaked in it. Not just temporary relief, but a foundation that holds when storms return. That is what God is building in you. The ground beneath your feet is changing. The path ahead is opening. The Spirit of God is clearing the clutter and making room for something greater. Something deeper. Something eternal. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There are moments in life when everything slows down just long enough for your soul to hear what your mind has been too busy to notice. This is one of those moments. And what your soul needs to hear is this: you are enough. You don't have to strive to earn God's love. You don't have to perform to be accepted. You don't have to keep proving your worth. God chose you before you ever spoke a word. His eyes were on you before you ever opened yours. His plan has always included redemption. You've carried disappointment, tucked quietly behind your smile. You've learned how to walk through grief with grace. You've tried to stay strong so others wouldn't worry. But now, you don't have to carry that alone. Jesus is offering his arms, not just as a savior, but as a friend. He doesn't want you to hide anymore. He wants you to rest. To exhale. To know that even in your most fragile state, you are still his delight. This blessing will not rush you. It will not overwhelm you. It will unfold gently, like sunrise on a still morning. Each day, more light. Each step, more clarity. You don't need to have it all figured out. You only need to stay close to the one who already does. He will lead you with care. He will speak to you with kindness. He will teach you how to trust again, not with fear, but with freedom. God knows what you've lost. He knows the pieces you miss, the memories that still hurt, the dreams that didn't go the way you hoped. But he is not finished writing your story. He is the author who knows how to turn ashes into beauty. Not just with time, but with love. He doesn't waste pain. He repurposes it. And right now, he's redeeming things you thought were gone for good. You may have walked through seasons where you felt invisible, unnoticed, or unimportant. But the Creator of the universe has never looked away from you. He is not distant. He is not distracted. He is with you, right now, fully present. And in his presence, there is healing. There is light for your darkest hour. There is hope for what you thought was hopeless. There is grace that meets you exactly where you are and gently lifts you higher. Archangel Michael brings this message not just to encourage you, but to remind you that you are part of something eternal. You are not just surviving this moment, you are being shaped for something sacred. Your life carries purpose, even in the pauses. Your faith, even when small, is a seed of miracles. And your heart, even when weary, is still capable of loving, hoping, and believing. That is what makes you so precious to God. So take a breath, not out of fear, but out of trust. Let this be the breath where you let go of what you can't control and hold on to the one who holds everything. Jesus is not asking you to fix everything, he is asking you to let him carry you through it. And as he carries you, blessings will begin to bloom in places that once felt dry. Miracles will find their way into your days, not because you chased them, but because you stayed close to the giver. All the waiting, all the praying, all the silent tears you wiped away when no one was watching were never ignored. Heaven recorded every moment. God has been moving behind the scenes, and now, slowly but surely, the pieces are falling into place. The promise is here, and it carries the weight of eternity's kindness. Type yes to affirm. The truth is simple: you were created for abundance, yet a dormant brain signal has been holding you back. Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it pulls wealth into your life like never before. Others who pressed play once are already transformed, living the life they dreamed of. Do not hesitate or let regret steal this chance. Click the link in the video description and comments below to unlock your prosperity now. There have been seasons when you questioned whether God still saw you. You carried your faith like a fragile flame through winds of doubt and moments of heaviness. Sometimes it felt like your prayers bounced off the sky, unanswered, unreturned. And yet, something inside you refused to quit. That something wasn't weakness, it was strength disguised as surrender. It was the Spirit of God, whispering softly, "Hold on. I'm still here." And because you did, because you trusted even when it made no sense, heaven has drawn near in a new way. What is arriving is not just a shift in your surroundings, it's a shift inside your soul. This is the blessing that doesn't just change your situation but restores the parts of your heart that were quietly breaking. This is the answer that doesn't just offer relief but brings healing in the places no one knew you were hurting. The Father has seen every burden you carried in silence. He saw the moments you were strong for everyone else while you longed for someone to be strong for you. And now, that strength is being poured back into you, not from the world, but directly from God Himself. You were not created to live weary. You were not designed to constantly feel like you're barely holding it together. That's not the life God intended for you. His heart aches when yours aches. His eyes soften when He sees your tears. And His hands are already reaching to lift the weight you were never meant to carry alone. You've held on long enough. Now, it's time for God to hold you. When Archangel Michael is sent, it's not because everything is okay, it's because heaven is making it okay. It's because what felt like chaos is about to reveal purpose. The battles you faced were never meant to break you. They were preparing you to carry something greater, something holy, something deeply rooted. You were being refined, not rejected. And what God refines, He always uses. This blessing is personal. It knows your name. It knows what you've been through. It's tailored not to impress the world, but to nourish your soul. It will come in moments of peace that make you pause. In unexpected joy that brings tears. In small miracles that others may overlook but you will recognize immediately. Because you'll know, they came from the one who never stopped loving you. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. You may have grown tired of trying to explain your journey to others. You've carried stories that were never fully understood. You've walked through pain that words could never quite describe. But God understood all of it. Every disappointment. Every heartbreak. Every unspoken prayer. Nothing about your path has been wasted. The detours, the delays, the closed doors, each one had divine purpose, even if it didn't feel like it in the moment. There is something sacred in realizing you don't have to pretend anymore. You don't have to wear the mask of strength when your heart is heavy. Jesus isn't impressed by your performance. He's drawn to your honesty. He doesn't expect you to be fearless, he invites you to be faithful. To keep showing up. To keep whispering his name when the day feels long. That kind of faith, the kind that survives storms and still looks for light, is what moves heaven. Archangel Michael's message is not meant to stir fear or urgency, it is meant to stir hope. Gentle, deep, soul-restoring hope. The kind that reminds you, God hasn't changed his mind about you. His love isn't based on your performance. His faithfulness isn't dependent on your perfection. You don't have to try harder. You only have to trust deeper. You only have to let go of the lies that say you're too late, too broken, or too far gone. You've come through more than most people will ever know. You've learned how to keep loving while grieving. How to keep giving while empty. How to keep walking while tired. And now, God is leading you to a place where you will not just survive, you will thrive. You will grow in places that once only held pain. You will smile again, not because everything is perfect, but because your heart is finally free. God is not rushing you to the finish line. He's walking beside you through every step of the journey. He knows how fragile your heart has been. He knows how tightly you've held things together, even when you felt like falling apart. And he honors that. He honors the quiet strength it takes to keep going. He honors the faith it takes to keep believing when nothing looks like it's changing. That is the kind of heart he blesses. That is the kind of life he pours into. The road ahead is not just about where you're going, it's about who you're becoming. And you are becoming more like Christ. More patient. More gentle. More forgiving. More rooted in grace. You are learning to let go, to surrender, to trust without knowing the outcome. That is spiritual maturity. That is growth that can't be measured by the world but is deeply honored by heaven. Archangel Michael's presence is confirmation that you are not alone. You never have been. Even when you felt abandoned. Even when prayers went unanswered. Even when it seemed like God had grown silent. He was still there. And now, he is speaking again. Not with thunder. But with a whisper. A whisper that says, I am still with you. I am still for you. I am still your God. So take this moment, not as an interruption, but as a gift. Let it be a turning point. Not because everything suddenly makes sense, but because your heart finally rests in the truth that God's love is enough. His plan is still intact. His promises still stand. And your name is still written in His hands, never to be erased. This 9-word phrase was once buried under government secrecy, but now it's resurfacing, sparking a global wave of prosperity stories. Experts reveal it reactivates a money magnet section of your brain most people never use. Say it once daily and watch financial blocks vanish. But this page could vanish too. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. This is what heaven does. It doesn't just send answers, it brings comfort first. It doesn't just remove the burden, it holds you while you're still carrying it. That is the kind of love God pours out, the kind that meets you right where you are, even in the places you try to hide. Type 2323 if you agree. You've walked through long nights with no compass in sight, and still, you moved forward. That's why this blessing has your name on it. Not because you got everything right, but because you kept walking even when everything felt wrong. You didn't give up, even when the silence grew heavy. You didn't stop praying, even when your heart was breaking. And even when you whispered, "God, where are you?" through tears, you were choosing to believe. That kind of faith moves mountains in heaven. Jesus never promised a life without valleys, but he did promise to walk through every one of them with you. And that's exactly what he's done. Even in the places where you felt abandoned, he was there. In the quiet mornings you spent searching for answers, he was listening. In the moments when your breath caught in your chest from grief, he was holding you. Now he's speaking into the silence with a soft but powerful truth: I've been here all along. This moment isn't about what you've lost. It's about what God is restoring. Because he is a restorer. That's what he does. Not just of circumstances, but of hearts, of trust, of joy. He rebuilds what life tried to tear down. And the most beautiful part? He doesn't just give you back what you had, he gives you more. He redeems it, reshapes it, and pours grace into every broken piece so that even your scars shine with his glory. The blessing that's arriving isn't rushed. It's been prepared carefully, with intention. It's layered with peace you didn't know you needed. It's filled with healing that goes deeper than your pain. It comes not to distract you from your past, but to remind you that your future isn't tied to what was lost, it's anchored in the one who never left. And he is doing a new thing, even now, even here. Type 2020 to claim miracles. God has always worked in seasons, and you've been in one of pruning, of waiting, of letting go. But the waiting was not empty, it was sacred. Something inside of you has been growing, maturing, strengthening. You may have felt stuck, but your spirit was stretching. Faith was forming in you, the kind of faith that doesn't waver with the winds of the world, but stays rooted, planted in truth. And now, because of that quiet growth, you are ready for what's next. You are ready for peace that won't crumble under pressure. For love that doesn't leave. For strength that holds even on hard days. You are ready to see how God turns mourning into joy, not with fanfare, but with the slow and steady blooming of something beautiful inside you. You are not who you were at the start of this journey. You're wiser. Softer. Stronger. And God is honoring that. This isn't about being perfect. God isn't looking for polished people. He's looking for open hearts. Hearts willing to say, "Here I am, Lord." Even if I'm afraid. Even if I'm unsure. I'm still yours. That's the kind of heart he blesses. That's the kind of soul he pours into. And if you're here reading these words, it's because your heart has already said yes, in ways you may not even realize. You've already leaned into grace, already made room for what heaven is sending. So much of your story has been quiet strength. You've fought battles without applause. You've chosen kindness when bitterness was easier. You've forgiven when it wasn't deserved, and given when you had little left. That hasn't gone unnoticed. Heaven has been watching, not to judge you, but to honor you. And now, what's arriving is not just a reward, it's a reflection of God's deep love for the way you've walked with Him, even through the hardest parts. This blessing is for the person you are becoming. It's for the future God sees, even when you feel stuck in the present. It's for the dreams He planted in you long ago, the ones you buried beneath responsibilities, disappointments, and fear. He hasn't forgotten them. He hasn't forgotten you. And this next chapter is where you'll begin to see those dreams slowly come alive again, watered by grace, warmed by hope. There will be new moments ahead that feel unfamiliar, but not unsafe. Because when God leads, He never leads you into fear. He leads you into freedom. You'll feel it in quiet ways. In conversations that bring peace. In answers that come gently. In signs that feel like they were meant just for you. That's how God moves, with care. With intention. With love that never rushes or forces, but patiently invites. Archangel Michael is here not just to bring reassurance, but to declare heaven's readiness to release what has been held back until now. There is nothing accidental about this moment. It is aligned. It is holy. It is God's way of saying, "You've waited long enough. Now, watch what I can do." So lift your eyes, not to what the world says is possible, but to the one who makes the impossible happen every day. Trust that what's coming is not just better than what you lost, but deeper, fuller, richer in ways you couldn't have asked for. Let go of the need to control it. Let your soul rest in the truth that the hands holding your future are the same hands that healed the blind, raised the broken, and calmed every storm. Every second you wait, wealth meant for you slips into someone else's hands. A hidden brain wave, once buried in CIA files, has been proven to awaken unstoppable prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch inside your mind that draws abundance like a magnet. This is more than an opportunity, it is destiny knocking. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. You are not just receiving a blessing, you are stepping into a season where you will live in the overflow of God's love. Where His goodness will not just visit your life, it will dwell in it. This is the beginning of beauty unfolding, of hope being restored, of joy returning, not in pieces, but in waves. And yet, you never stopped believing, even in the smallest way. You held on. You stayed the course. And now, what you didn't know was being prepared in the silence is being released with love. Type Amen if you believe. God has not forgotten the things you buried deep in your heart, the hopes you've been too afraid to speak aloud, the dreams you once cherished but tucked away because life seemed to close every door. He hasn't overlooked your faith just because it didn't come with loud declarations or dramatic moments. Sometimes, the strongest faith is the quiet kind, the kind that just keeps walking, keeps trusting, keeps choosing light even when it feels like the dark is closing in. That's the faith heaven honors. And that's the faith that opens the door to what's coming now. There are blessings that take time because they're being made strong enough to last. God isn't just answering a prayer, He's building something eternal. That's why it's taken longer than you expected. Not because he was holding back, but because he was making sure the foundation could hold the fullness of what he's about to pour into your life. This isn't a temporary fix. This is divine restoration. This is the slow, steady, unshakable work of a God who doesn't rush miracles, because he wants them to last a lifetime. There's a shift in the air now. A soft stirring. A sense of clarity where there was once confusion. Not everything will make sense right away, but your heart will begin to feel lighter. You'll notice a calm that doesn't match your circumstances. You'll find yourself smiling at nothing in particular, because your spirit knows something has changed. Not because you forced it. Not because you figured it all out. But because God moved, and when He moves, nothing stays the same. Type 1111 if you trust in God. You may have spent a long time wondering what was wrong with you. Why doors didn't open, why things fell apart, why others seemed to move forward while you stayed stuck. But nothing was wrong with you. You weren't being punished. You weren't forgotten. You were being prepared. And preparation often looks like silence. It looks like delay. It looks like nothing is happening, when in truth, everything is happening beneath the surface. God was growing your roots. And now, He's about to show you the beauty of the bloom. This blessing is not flashy. It may not be loud. But it will be undeniable. It will bring you peace in places that have only known anxiety. It will bring you joy where there was once only survival. It will come in forms you didn't expect, through people you didn't see coming, and moments you didn't realize were holy until you felt your spirit rest. That's how God works, not always with thunder, but with presence. With stillness. With the kind of love that enters quietly but stays forever. You don't have to be afraid anymore. You don't have to carry it all. You don't have to pretend to be okay. You can collapse into grace. You can lean into Jesus with your full weight, and He won't move. He won't let you fall. He is steady when the world shakes. He is soft when your heart hardens. He is faithful when your hope feels thin. And right now, He's holding you in the safest place possible, inside His promise. Archangel Michael stands near not just as a messenger, but as a protector of what God is birthing in you. He stands guard over the seeds that have been planted in pain and are now growing in grace. He does not come when things are shallow. He comes when heaven is ready to release something deep. And this moment, is deep. It is sacred. It is the turning point you've been waiting for. Amen.